Everyone, so I wanted to talk about something that I think really matters. It's how do we raise our kids to love the outdoors, especially in a world filled with screens and constant noise. I just finished reading a cool book. It's called Outdoor Kids in an Inside World by Steven Rinella, and I think it really hit home. Not just because I agree with it, but because I feel like I kind of lived it a little bit. The book reminded me of my own childhood, growing up in, surrounded by wilderness and all the lessons that I learned in the woods. I grew up in about 5 acres, but that 5 acres backed right up into thousands of acres of Adirondack forest, and that was my playground. After school and on weekends, I'd just head to the woods for hours. We didn't have phones back then, obviously, and I probably started going out into the woods by myself around like 8 years old. No agenda, just me and the trees. And it was pretty awesome from what I remember. There were old collapsed stone walls you'd find out there. I'd track animals to beaver ponds. I'd see deer, bear, even moose sometimes. What I learned, I think, a lot of confidence, curiosity, and a deep sense of belonging in the natural world. Later on, I had the chance to take things even deeper. So I trained in survival skills at the Ndakinna Education Center, which was actually really like maybe 10 minutes from my house. And I learned how to start fire from friction using bow drills, how to track animals, move very silently in the woods, build shelters from whatever was around in the forest.
It's like going out into a whole different world. There's nothing around you. It's just you. You become like one with yourself. You're just out there. It's you, the trees, the squirrels, the birds. It's just peaceful. It's awesome just to be out with nature.
I think more importantly, I learned how to listen. Listen to the land, listen to stories, especially Native American stories that they would tell, and my instincts. And that training wasn't about dominating nature, it was about living in it and respecting it. It gave me tools, but also humility, and reminded me that the wilderness isn't just a place, it's a relationship. And that's exactly what I think Steven Rinella is trying to do with the book. Outdoor Kids in an Inside World is basically a call to action, not just for parents, but for anyone raising or mentoring kids today. So, he doesn't really shame screen time, and I don't think he should. He has his own TV show and on Netflix. He's all over podcasting, so shaming it wouldn't make any sense in his part anyway. But he knows it's part of life. But he challenges us to create outdoor experiences that are powerful enough to compete with that draw and that glow of a screen. He gives us real practical ways to do that, no matter where you live. And I want to share a few things that have worked for me. So first thing, you have to start small. You don't need a giant national park. You don't even need thousands of acres in your backyard like I had. I was very lucky, but a small backyard, a balcony, even a patch of weeds will make that happen. They can look for bugs, listen to birds, name plants. And then secondly, what you could do is try to make things hands-on. So let them dig, let them get dirty, let them build forts, stack rocks, climb trees. I remember going out to the woods and just probably climbing some gnarly trees that I probably shouldn't have done as a 9-10-year-old back then, especially being 2-3 miles from the house. But I think allowing them to have that freedom to try and see what they can do themselves is really, really important for confidence. And probably learning how to be safe in the woods at the same time. Nature's not a museum, it's a playground. So we should treat it like that. Third thing I think is give them a job. Kids love purpose. Let them carry gear, let them gather sticks, use a map. Or look things up on a nature ID app. I love iSeek. We every time we're going on a hike or even a walk on our local trail, we're looking stuff up on the Seek app, which is really cool because you really actually learn quite a bit while creating a game at the same time. Fourth thing is you have to model the behavior. So if I was walking through the trail and I'm scrolling through my phones while I'm hiking with the kids will want to do that too. They'll see that behavior. It's really hard to do. I'm somebody who runs my own business, so I'm sort of paying attention or trying to pay attention to what's going on with emails, especially all the time. And taking a break from that and really being conscious of how you're carrying yourself and presenting yourself in front of your kids, and not just with getting them to like nature, but all of life in general is, I think, super important. But if you show them that you can value this time, then I think that's gonna go a long way in sort of carrying them and their love for the outdoors into their future. Another thing is, just let them get bored. So it's okay to be bored. When you're bored, it can lead to discovery, it can lead to creativity. They can wander, they can just sit and think, they can wait. And that's sometimes when really good stuff happens. And finally, the last thing is to create rituals. Doing things on the regular that they can look forward to, that have to do with the outdoors, that they'll look back on to be like, oh, we used to do that as a family all the time. Like Friday night bonfires, a Friday night campfire, or just, weekend hikes. Going out in the backyard stargazing every Friday night, or every, at least once a week when the skies are clear, if you can find time to do that. And if you can make that part of the family rhythm and not just a special event and a way of life, I think they'll look back at those memories a lot more than just a one-off, and it'll be more part of their life and hopefully something they do with their kids one day. So back to the book a little bit. One of the most important messages that Steve delivers is, about stewardship. When kids spend time in nature, they start to care about it. When you track a deer or make fire with your own hands or sleep under the stars, you begin to feel responsible for those things. And you want to protect them. You want to pass them on. And that's the ultimate goal. Not just raising kids who are comfortable outside, but raising kids who will also fight to protect that way of life. Who understand their place in the world and care about the future of what we have. So I think whether you're a parent, a teacher, a godparent, an uncle, or just someone who wants to help shape the next generation, you can literally start today. Take a walk, go watch the sky, find a few different types of leaves, get to learn your trees. So many people don't know the trees and the types of trees that grow in their own backyard. Catch a frog and let your kids lead. Don't always be the one, carrying them through everything. Give them a chance to be leaders. They don't need a perfect trail or perfect weather, but they just need space. They need dirt under their nails. They need that wind in their face. They need silence every once in a while. Because the wild isn't gone. It's still here. And it still has the power to shape kids in the best way possible. It shaped me, and I believe it still can. That's all I really have to say about that. I hope you guys got something out of it. Thanks for watching. If it resonates with you, I'd love to hear your story. Drop a comment, share your favorite outdoor memory, or tell me how you're getting your kids outside. And if you haven't read Outdoor Kids in an Inside World yet, check it out. I'll put a link down in the description. It's more than just a parenting book, I think. It's a reminder that nature still belongs to us, and that it's up to us to pass it on.